did you know that we can have perfect peace? I love the promises that God has gifted to us. And there is one that we really need to remember and repeat and to really keep at the forefront of our minds. This promise that I want to talk about is found in a book of the Bible called Isaiah, and it's in chapter 26, verse 3, and I'd love to read that to you. It says, "You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, all whose thoughts are fixed on you." There's no doubt it's difficult for everyone, for all of us at this time, to keep control of our fears, to keep control of our thoughts, our emotions even. And we need help, we need support, we need the power of God's truth and His promises to renew our minds. We really need it. And God in this verse is promising to us one of the most valuable things in our world right now: perfect peace. I once heard a talk on stress by a Christian author and speaker, Joyce Meyer, and she said this: "Stress and anxiety is the disease of the century. It's a multi-billion-dollar business and industry. But the truth is that it's not God's will for us to live under stress." And it's so true that it is something that consumes our culture. We've all experienced it ourselves. We all know someone who's experienced it. We almost feel it on a regular basis. And the good news is that Jesus has shown us how to live in this world and to still have peace. So the Hebrew phrase used in that verse that I read at the beginning is shalom, shalom. And it's describing there that peace. And it's saying that it is perfect, it's whole, it's generous. That repetition of the word shalom really emphasizes to us how perfect that peace is. It's more than a good night's sleep. It's more than a clear head on, one day. It's more than just feeling like you've even relaxed, in a part of your day. It is so whole and so perfect and so good. And not only is He promising us this amazing, perfect peace, but God is promising to keep us in that place of peace as well. How amazing is that? And there is, of course, our part to play. So just like when someone is giving a gift, we need to open our hands, we need to take it, we need to receive it. And so to receive this peace, we need to come into agreement with trusting in God. We need to let Him have control. And we need to train our minds to trust God and to really live from that place of trust. And so the mind is such a powerful thing. It requires strength and it requires focus for us to keep our thoughts in the right place. And I want to encourage you today that trusting in God will produce the fruit of peace in your life. Let me say that again. Trusting in God will produce the fruit of peace in your life, in your mind, in your family, in everything. You may have seen on our social media that we have just begun to share some affirmations that are from the Bible. And affirmations are a great practice to help our minds focus, for us to fix our thoughts on something that is really empowering and good for us. And so I'd like to invite you to close your eyes right now if you feel comfortable. And I want you to visualize yourself sitting by a lake. And just over the surface of the lake, there's a storm. There's wind, there's rain, there's movement, the waves are rising and falling. You can even hear that rain hitting the surface of that lake. There's so much going on. And now I want you to take your mind to the depths of that lake. So if you could just see into the depths of that water as if it was translucent, what do you see there? What's it like? And so in the depths of that lake, the water is still. There's no rushing movements. There's no distraction. There's no disturbance. It's quiet in the depths, so you can't hear what is going on the surface. There's a stillness there. There's rest. There's security. It's no longer reacting to its environment. And so you can open your eyes again. And I just want to speak on that. I just want to say that actually that what was going on in the lake is like what happens in our minds. So our mind is the lake. And when we're using affirmations and we're reading the Bible, we're hearing from God, we're putting our trust in Him. Our minds can be like the depths of the lake. There can be stillness, there can be a resilience, there can be rest and peace. And so what is so amazing about this analogy is that the water in the depths is no longer reacting to the environment, the elements of the storm that were hitting so strongly and so chaotically. But what was actually happening was the internal, the depths, was ruling what was going on. It wasn't being battered around by the environment, but it was rooted. Its condition was determined by what was going on in the depths, and it provided peace. How amazing. And so I want you to simply say these words over yourself in this coming week. Repeat them, you can't say them enough. However you feel, how many times you want to say it, go for it. Write it down even. You could put it by your computer where you're working, you could put it by your kettle, anywhere that you're going to walk past regularly and you're going to see what's written down on that paper. And you can remind yourself and repeat that promise of God's peace. So let's right now, all of us right now, just speak out these words over ourselves. I can have perfect peace. Thank you so much for watching. We'd really love to keep in touch with you. So head over to our social media channels. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, STW Chorlton. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of these messages. We'd love to keep encouraging you, to keep lifting you. We'd love to be there for you. See you soon.